Let's have this conversation.
You guys couldn't play today. I said, you're out of your mind. I said, you must be on drugs. I said, you know how much better I would be if I was playing today? Seriously. I had no weightlifting. We had no strength coach, no agility coach. We had no dietitian. We did everything. We did nothing to help us. I'd be faster, stronger, quicker, more endurance, jump higher. I'd be so much better a basketball player today than I was back when I played. The officials had called it by the rule book.
Okay.
Stop the traveling, stop the carrying the ball, stop the moving screens, call the damn game according to the rule book, because players will adjust. If you're going to allow them to get away with it, hell, of course I'll keep doing it. Call the game according to the rule book. It's such an advantage to let a guy carry the basketball or take an extra step. That's ridiculous. You know, or a guy to move on offense. I mean, why are you giving all this advantage to guys? They're breaking the rules. Call the game according to the rule book. I charted the game a few years ago. Chicago, Atlanta. 59 moving screens weren't called. 59. That's insane. I can't even tell you how many times they carried the ball, how many times they traveled with the ball. It's pathetic. I mean, for me to watch this game the way I was taught how to play the game and to watch this and what they allow to let go, it's an embarrassment.
All right, man, can we have a real conversation here? I mean, not to mention they played basketball in Chuck Taylors, right? I mean, man, I couldn't imagine playing in some Chucks. My feet would be on fire, man. But this is Rick Barry, man. Some, real basketball fans know a little bit about a Rick Barry. You know about John Barry and Brent Barry, you know what I'm saying? You know a little bit about him, right? He could play ball, but definitely Brent Barry. He had a jumper out this world. John Barry too. Well, I think he was part of the 04 Pistons. Anyways, this right here, my friends, I hear so many people say in basketball, definitely LeBron fans, LeBron sexuals, that, they were playing against plumbers and, oh man, they were no competition back in the 80s and all this type of stuff. But I'm like, they did much more with less. And the game evolves, and that's supposed to be a great thing. But like he said, they didn't do any strength training and all those other things that we're doing now. They just played basketball. Now, do I believe that they're more athletic now than they were, back in the 80s? Sure, because now the game is more about flash and jumping ability and dribbling and all that stuff, right? Cool. But that doesn't necessarily mean more skilled. Doesn't mean more skilled, man. Listen, the game of the NBA is a very bad product. It's all about shooting threes, high scoring games, no defense. You get penalized for playing defense, which is just crazy to me. You get penalized for playing defense. They carry the ball like crazy. You remember that one clip of Russell Westbrook picking the ball up and walking down the court, and Steph Curry, who travels sometimes as well, was like, look, he's traveling. LeBron James travels like no other. Dude carries a luggage bag, always has a carry-on bag when he's dribbling the ball. And I can't stand the NBA because they have allowed the new travel. The moment that I seen James Harden do that crazy step back, and that was the new NBA, I literally did this. I said, I'm turning this off. I'm turning this off because I couldn't believe the amount of kids that do this at the gym. Taking 4 steps. If that's the case, I can always take 2 more steps when I feel like my defender has settled and he's done, and I can create space. The NBA is trash. Now, I will say that the playoffs is the first time that I've actually watched basketball in a very long time. I did watch it because I wanted to see, LeBron James get booted out of the first round. So I wanted to see that happen. And my Detroit Pistons were in the playoffs. So it was a good time for me to watch basketball because it's been a while since I've actually watched a full game. Because the product is so bad. It's a terrible game. But The part that bothers me about the NBA is that now the new kids that are going to play organized ball or even pickup ball, they think that this is okay. I played against a guy last week. He was carrying a mess out of the ball in the gym. And I don't normally call, fouls and a lot of calls, but I had to call it. I'm like, bro, you're carrying the ball like crazy. You got to stop. You can't stop it. Stop it. Like, you need to watch. You need to know how to dribble. You need to know that picking it up like this and throwing it back down, no wonder why you have a great hezzy, because you're bringing it up and you're waiting for me to move and then, whoop. So I don't like the NBA. I don't think that they're more skilled than players in the 90s and things like that. I think the game has evolved to just let them score more. And it appears that these guys are doing more because they're shooting more three-pointers. And the lane is way more, it's much more open now. If you see the shot chart, and I had a conversation with a guy in the sauna, and we talked about it twice. We talked about the shot chart that they show from, I think, 90s basketball, and how the mid-range was just flooded with shot attempts. And the three-point line really didn't have a whole lot there. And then they reverse it and they talk about the new age basketball and how it's all peppered, sprayed with three-pointers, shots everywhere to the damn logo. And then right in the middle, around the key, in the side of the key, right? The elbow, it's just open. And then right in front of the rim, it's peppered. So it's like the entire league and the game has abandoned specialties and special players. There were mid-range assassins. One that comes to mind is Rip Hamilton, because I watched him a lot. Reggie Miller was nice. Mohammed Abdul-Rahif, it was another one. I think I said Reggie Miller, but it was a lot of great mid-range jumpers. And I get it. It's a different type of shot that you can get just going to the lane and doing a layup. However, there were still guys that practiced that were good at that. Carmelo Anthony, great at that. But I agree with Rick Barry. The game has evolved, but it hasn't evolved in the best way. And if you think watching this NBA makes these players better than the previous generations, you're sadly mistaken. Because it's much harder to score when people are playing defense on you. And I mean hard defense, smart defense. And you have to learn to get around it as a scorer. That's what makes you a great scorer. My man Kobe Bryant literally had to fight to score baskets. Michael Jordan was getting thrown to the floor every time he came to the lane. So he had to be smart when he came there and got his points. Larry Bird, nice with it. Allen Iverson, nice with it. Literally had to fight to get points. Now, give me space and let me shoot. But let me know your guys' thoughts below about this. Just want to see what you guys think about it, all right? I'm going to go ahead and get up off this thing. Like I say after every video, this is chess, not checkers. I'm going to see y'all at work.
You are watching a master